Bright Matonga is a former Deputy Minister of Information and spokesman for the Mugabe government. He joins me now live from Harare. Thanks so much for speaking to us. You served under Robert Mugabe for many years, and though you were very young when he first came to power, I'm sure you'll remember how he changed Zimbabwe throughout the earlier years of his leadership. Let's talk about that first. What was that like?
No, he's a great icon for the people of Zimbabwe, for the oppressed. He led Zimbabwe, or the liberation movement, for 16 years, from up to 1980, and then obviously as Prime Minister from 1980 to 1987, then the President of the Republic until November 2017, when we decided he needed to step down. But we remember him as a fearless cadre. He is one of us, and we're proud of his achievements. For one to be a liberation icon, obviously there's a lot of good and bad things that happen when you go to war. He made sure that he leaves a country of proud people, educated people, people that are in control of their resources in terms of land, in terms of mining, in terms of just the pride of being, a Zimbabwean.
Right. But as you are fully aware, his leadership became increasingly dictatorial and traumatically destructive for Zimbabwe as the years went on. And unfortunately, for people like yourself, that is how much of the world will actually remember him, as a dictator that wouldn't let go. Where did it go wrong?
I'll tell you what happened. When we gained our independence, the British Army provided training for our Zimbabwe National Army from 1980 to March 2001. They provided more than $800 million to Zimbabwe. They provided more than $70 million to pounds training of our National Army. They knighted him in 1994. He was the member of the British establishment. Then came the Labour Party of Tony Blair.
Okay.
They changed everything. So really, that's what went wrong when we took over the land. But all along, it was good for them to knight him and then call him a dictator now.
But you're really talking about the British perspective, an outsider's perspective. It's not just them. People inside Zimbabwe, all the Zimbabweans that left, the flight, the reverse brain drain of Zimbabwe that I know you're aware of, they see him as a dictator as well, that they just couldn't live under. How does that...
Obviously.
Go ahead. Well, obviously, yes. And why? Why?
Yeah,
because they used to be those proud Zimbabweans you were talking about.
Yes, when we took over the land, and then obviously the British government applied sanctions, things get difficult for everybody, for the government, for all Zimbabweans. So majority of educated Zimbabweans left for greener pastures and became economic refugees. Obviously, others were affected politically. Some people died. You cannot run away from that because the facts are there. He was very firm in terms of his leadership. He did obviously some things very wrong, which we said, no, Mr. Mugabe, I think it's time for you to, for a new leadership to come in and do things differently. So I now say to Zimbabweans out there, we are given an opportunity to further your studies, to look for greener pastures. Obviously, it's very unfortunate others were affected during the elections. So it's all part and parcel of. I don't think he wanted these people to live. I don't think he wanted these people to suffer. He wanted the best for the country. But during that process, a lot of things went wrong. And I'm happy that we corrected them. We asked him to step down, and we've got a new government now.
Okay, Bright Matonga, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you for joining us from Harare.